Hello viewers, this is Major General Lt Kumar for the YouTube channel Lex Consilium Foundation, and here for the playlist Going Strong in Conversation with General VK Singh. Now General VK Singh, who belonged to the Corps of Signals, has written this wonderful book, Leadership in the Indian Army, 12 biographies of 12 soldiers. Now in this book, at serial number 7, he has covered Lt Gen RN Batra, who had a PVSM and OBE, held the post of Signal Officers in Chief of Indian Army. Now my question to you with regard to Lt Gen Batra is that when he was a brigadier earlier, during the Goa Operations, he took a prominent part in the capture of Panjim, and the formation concerned was the 50 Para Brigade that was under Brigadier Sagat Singh. Now, would you like to tell the viewers about the role and the contribution of then Brigadier RN Batra in that incident?
Okay, as well known, Goa, the task of liberating Goa was given to 17 Division. 50 Para Brigade was given the subsidiary role.
Okay.
Under Brigadier Sagat Singh. He was not tasked to capture Goa at all. But by a quirk of fate, 17 divisions communications broke down.
Okay.
They had moved from Punjab with all the heavy radio sets, which while going down the ghats, there was a line of sight
disruption. Yes.
Disruption. During this hearing about the communication, Batra went to visit. Batra was the signal officer in chief that time. So
signal officer in chief of which formation?
The signal officer in chief is there in Indian Army.
At the Army headquarters?
Yeah, Army headquarters. That time it was a Major General only.
Okay.
He was known as signal officer in chief, like the engineer in chief.
Yes.
Because he looks after all three services, Army, Navy, Air Force.
Right.
Okay. So he went to visit Brigadier Sagat Singh, who was an old friend of his.
Okay. And what was Batra's rank?
Major General.
Major General. And Sagat Singh was a brigadier?
Sagat was a brigadier.
Okay.
He was commanding 50 Para Brigade.
Right.
So, once he went there, Sagat asked him, he had heard through his signal officer that some radio relay sets have come and some have been given to 17 Division. So, you please ask Batra if he can give us some. It will improve our communication. Once we got the radio relay, your line communications could be extended. Okay. It's like if you lay 30 kilometers of line and you are asked to extend it to 100 kilometers, it will take you days. Right. So the C41 R222 sets, C41 the transmitter, R222 was the receiver. Right. Had just come from UK that time. Okay. In fact, they were still under trials. Okay. So when Sagat told him, I am told some C41 has come, so can you give me some? So Raj told him, there only 8 sets have come, one section. Yes. And 4 have been given to 17 Division because of their role, and the other 4 is kept as GS reserve, and they are kept in the training center at Jabalpur. Okay, one STC. One STC, and I don't have the authority, it's controlled by general staff. Right. So, Sagat said, what sort of friend are you? You can't do this much for a friend. They were quite close, they joke around. So, Batra then thought for a minute. He says, okay, I'll take a risk, I'll give it to you. You have to lift it from there. So, he says, when are you going to move? He says, I'll be moving in another 2 days. Yes. So he says, okay, you get through to, you pick them up from Jabalpur. Right. and get them immediately off the operation. You have to return them in one piece.
Okay.
Now Sagat, being Sagat, he got on the telephone, rang up Agra,
yes,
Para Brigade, and aircraft was sent
right,
to Jabalpur. Sets were picked up and they were brought and delivered to him.
Right.
They were in a place called Samandwadi in this thing, and the moment the sets came, the next day they had to move. The line communications could not move with the speed
with which Para Brigade moved.
With Para Brigade moving,
yes,
they had to remain through to the 17th Division.
Yes.
They were under command 17th Division as also the command headquarters.
Yes.
So his signal officer was one chap called Chatterjee, R.R. Chatterjee.
Okay.
He discovered a permanent line
okay,
going near that location. Along with the sets, they had got some manpower also who was trained. So they discovered the PL line.
Okay.
Post and telegraph ka line hota tha.
Right.
They patched on. Radio relay moved with the Para Brigade. It was patched on to the rear. Was patched onto this line, and they were through to 17 straight away. And this continued as they advanced. So they were never out of communications. And because of this, the tasks had to be changed. Once they realized that 17 days is not through with the command headquarters, the Army commander then decided to change the task, and 50 Para Brigade was told, you will capture Panjim. Since you are almost
so the role
there,
was sort of changed.
And the role was changed.
Yes.
Without informing 17th Division. Later they were very annoyed about it. But because of that, 17th Division, the Para Brigade was able to capture Panjim in 24 hours.
They could do that with that lightning speed.
They could do that with lightning speed because of the radio relay equipment.
Yes.
Which they had got courtesy RN Batra.
RN Batra.
So that is a
great contribution and role in the battle.
It shows that they were good friends.
Yes, yes. And the next question also relates to Lt Gen RN Batra, PVSM and OBE, and he was the Signal Officer in Chief of Indian Army. Now it is said that Plan AREN was something that was this project conceived by General Batra. Would you like to throw some light on that?
Yes, this is a very major contribution. You see, Batra had been the military attaché in USA for about 4 years.
Okay.
And during his stay there, he had seen their communications, mobile communications, and also studied the ones which are followed by UK, which is similar. So, in the Indian Army, we didn't have something like this. Now, there's a division and there's a brigade and there are battalions. Each is connected through line and through radio relay, VHF radio relay.
Yes.
Radio relay, not radio relay, radio.
Yes.
Now, that has a risk because of the security reasons. So, line was dependent upon. Yes. The progress of line was limited. And then, say a particular battalion from a division was sent on a task far away, on the flanks, 100, 200 kilometers away. They had no communications with their headquarters because of the distance.
Unsatisfactory state.
Yes. So he decided, seeing their models, that we will have nodes. And appreciating that we will not go, even if we go into Pakistan, more than 100 miles.
Right.
They said we will have a grid of 100 miles by 100 miles.
Yes.
And there will be nodes.
Yes.
The nodes will be connected to each other.
Okay.
By radio relay.
Right.
Now, any formation which is close to the node will hook on to that node.
Okay.
Each subscriber would have his individual number.
Okay.
Wherever he moved, he can hook on to the nearest node and talk to whoever he likes. Now, when this came through, I was commanding a unit that time when this was introduced. This was the forerunner of the mobile communications in India. The army had it much before other people got it. It was such a boon.
Communications improved. One could ring up straight away from any place. Yes.
battalion didn't have to go through the brigade exchange or division exchange or corps exchange, even if they wanted to talk to army headquarters or somebody else. Each functionary, staff officer, commander had his own individual number. He hooked on to that thing, and it was a revolutionary
concept, which was really something outstanding.
Yes,
so this was all brainchild of
him, and it was called AREN, AREN, which stands for Army Radio Engineered Network.
Yes.
But a lot of people said it sounded AREN is also sounding like the initials of RN Batra.
Okay.
So that is how this name was selected.
A coincidence, yes. Now that of course brought in a revolutionary change, a period change in the communications in Indian Army. I remember that I was in Army then, and now I have come to know from this book that this was all brainchild and something conceived by General RN Batra. Thank you. Be with us. This conversation will continue.